Let's check in on another key seat in this election campaign. Dobell is on the New South Wales Central Coast, all the suburban areas up north of Sydney. This seat has been held by Labor's Emma McBride since 2016 on a margin of 1.5%, thin margin. She's up against one of the country's leading cardiologists this time around. Dr Michael Feneley is the former Director of Cardiology at St Vincent's Hospital in Sydney. We invited Emma to join us, but she was unavailable. I'm pleased to say Michael joins us, though, from Nora Head, up there on the Central Coast. Thanks for joining us, Michael. Good to talk to you. I think I've been caught up with you in the past when you ran for the Federal Liberal Party in the seat of Kingsford Smith, Sydney's eastern beaches. You've moved north in search of a seat in Parliament.
Thanks, Chris. Good to hear from you again. Of course, I did see you in that previous time, but now very happy to come to you at close to sunset here at Nora Head.
Yeah, it looks absolutely beautiful, but have you moved there and become ensconced in the region separately, or you're doing it in order to try and pursue this seat?
Yes. No, I've been living here at Noraville, which is just next door to where I am now, in fact, just up the road. And I have a beautiful home there at Hargraves Beach and seeing this wonderful sunset every evening.
Now, you've been around the traps many times. You've run in federal and state campaigns. You're obviously getting on in years. Tell us why you're the candidate to take a seat off the Labor Party at this, I'm tempted with the cliche, given the view we get in this sort of sunset period of your career.
Thanks very much, Chris. Well, look, I think the thing is that I have a lot to offer. Obviously, I've got a lot of experience in health, but also in science. I was one of the founders of the Victor Chang Cardiac Research Institute, and I worked at a lot in the University of New South Wales. So in education and health and in science, I have a very strong background, and I hope to bring that, if I can, if I were lucky enough to win this seat, bring that to the Parliament. But also there's so much to do here in this seat of Dobell. I mean, this is one of the major growth centres in New South Wales. And, in our campaign here, we're really ramping up the amount of infrastructure here in road and rail because there's going to be so much population growth here over the next 20 years. This area sorely needs money on infrastructure, and that's exactly what we've promised.
Yeah, now I imagine health would be a big issue too, especially when we're in this sort of pandemic recovery phase. What's your view of how the federal and state governments have handled our pandemic management?
Oh, look, I'm full of admiration for both the federal and state government. It's easy to criticise from the edges about minor things, but the outcome has been terrific after really 2 terrible years of COVID. As someone who actually worked in the COVID program at St Vincent's, in my job, I've seen close hand how difficult this was. And it hats off to the Australian people that we've responded so well, and our governments have responded so well, and we've really had a better performance than most other countries in the world and come out of this with, as you know, AAA credit rating and strong employment growth. And we're looking really at the historically low unemployment, still falling at the moment.
Michael, thanks for joining us. Good luck.
Okay, thanks so much, Chris.
Dr Michael Feneley there, the Liberal candidate for the seat of Dobell. As we keep saying, we're happy to talk to the Labor candidates too, but they don't front up. It's a lovely part of the world up there, as you just saw.